Hello guys, Mr. B here. What is up and welcome back to a brand new economics video. Today we're going to be looking at the economic effects of a depreciation in the exchange rate. And I want to pay particular attention to the difference between the price of exports and imports, the quantity of exports and imports, and the value of exports and imports, because students don't do this enough in exam conditions. And if you can distinguish particularly between the price of exports and imports and the value of exports and imports, then that is going to give you some crucial analysis marks in exam conditions. So if we're looking at the economic effects of a depreciation in the exchange rate, hopefully we're all familiar with WIDEC, which stands for weak pound, imports dearer, exports cheaper. So if we have a depreciation, then we know that imports are going to be dearer, so the price of imports is going to go up. And because we know the demand curve is downward sloping, the quantity of imports is therefore going to go down. Exports are going to be cheaper, so we get a fall in the price of exports, and that's going to lead to a rise in the quantity purchased of exports. However, what we're really interested in is the impact on the value of exports and imports. So the value is the price times the quantity. So value equals price times quantity. And the impact on the value is therefore going to be determined by the PED, the price elasticity of demand. So the impact on the value is determined by the PED, the price elasticity of demand. So let's take a look at some numerical examples, which will hopefully make this a little bit more clear. So we'll start off with a situation where the price of exports is £100 and the quantity of exports, to keep things simple, is also 100 units. So that means that the value, which is the price of exports multiplied by the quantity of exports, is £100 multiplied by 100 units, which is £10,000. Now, let's suppose we have a depreciation in the value of sterling by, say, 10%. So we're going to get a fall in the value of the pound equal to 10%. So what's that going to do to the price of exports? Well, the new price of exports, if we go over onto the right-hand side of the board now, the new price of exports following the depreciation is going to be £90. Now let's assume that demand in the first instance is inelastic. Let's say that demand only rises, the quantity demanded only rises by 5%. So if the new quantity of exports is now 105, so we have a low PED, inelastic PED, then the new value of exports is going to be equal to £90 multiplied by 105 units, which is £9,450. So notice that although the price of exports has gone down and the quantity of exports bought has gone up, because the quantity has risen by less than the price has gone down, overall the value of exports has actually gone down. It's gone down in this case by £550. So it's the impact on the value that you want to talk about. Let's take another example now. Let's say the demand has risen by more than 10%. So if we now take a high PED, and let's say the quantity demanded has gone up by 120, or gone up to 120, should I say. So we've got a 20% rise in demand. The new value of exports is now £90 multiplied by 120 units, which gives the new value of exports equal to £10,800 with a high PED. So notice that in this case, the quantity demanded has gone up more than proportionate to the fall in price because demand is now elastic, and the value of exports in this case has gone up. Okay, guys, that was a very short note on the difference between prices, quantities, and values. Hope you got something out of this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to hear and see plenty more Key Stage 5 economics content. And I'll see you next time.